Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here. It's time to talk about the flagship phone that gets compared throughout the entire year, the Galaxy S23 Ultra from Samsung. Every year, Samsung's one of the first to come out with their flagship phone, and over 6 months later, Google and Apple follow suit. So you can take advantage of a phone that competes with those devices over 6 months earlier. I've been using the Galaxy S23 Ultra for just about a month now and wanted to give my full review on this very good flagship phone from Samsung. Let's get started. On the outside, very iterative phone, very similar design to the S22 Ultra. However, on the inside, you see quite a few improvements, including camera, battery life specifically, and processing power. And speaking of that battery, Apple should be a little bit worried. Samsung can finally compete with Apple on battery life. Arguably, the 14 Pro Max was a little bit worse than the 13 Pro Max, so Apple might say, hey, we need to improve that going forward because this is a significant jump in battery life. Honestly, the best battery life out of any Samsung flagship phone I have ever gotten. A lot of that is contributed to the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor from Qualcomm inside of this phone. More on that a little bit later. However, while we're on the topic, when it comes to Apple and Samsung, down at the bottom near that S Pen, you have a SIM card slot on the S23 Ultra. Apple ditched those for eSIMs, which has been a pain, honestly, switching or activating services and even switching from an iPhone to another device. It's quite the pain because you have to go activate another SIM for a device that uses a SIM. So I get it, they're trying to get people stuck on their platform, but it's just annoying to the consumer. A couple years after retiring the Note lineup, the Ultra still holds that S Pen, just about the only flagship phone you can get with a stylus that is attached. You can carry it with you. It is very useful. Now, no real big changes to the S Pen at all. No features new that I expected, but still, you can take some great notes. There's a lot of different features you can do, including just controlling your camera if you set up your phone on a tripod somewhere else, taking a selfie. So depending on your workflow, this might just be the only flagship you can go with that includes a stylus. Like I said, design very similar to last year's model. However, a couple minor things I want to make note of. First of all, the sides, they got wider. It's great because you're holding it with one hand. It's much easier to hold on to, even though it does have a curved display on the side. However, I think actually extending the sides made the corners just a little bit sharper than the previous model. So when you do hold it in your hand, it sort of kind of digs into your palm just a little bit more than last year's model. Can be a little bit uncomfortable for extended periods of time. Now, of course, if you do use a case on your device, that probably isn't going to be an issue. And you're gonna wanna protect such a premium device. And that brings us to our sponsor. Big shout out to Defy for sponsoring this video. They're the world's most popular tech accessory brand, known for their protective phone cases. You might even know someone who has one or even have one of their cases yourself. These cases have up to 8.2 feet of drop protection. I actually dropped my S23 Ultra with one of these Defy cases on from about 3 feet, but no damage to the phone and no marks on the case. It was nice to see. The cases have a great balance between protection and how sleek they are, and not only that, you can customize them as much as you want. There are thousands of prints and multiple ways to customize. Definitely check out their website. I'll link to it down below. It's actually crazy the amount of customization you can do to the various cases and accessories. Not only does Defy have some great cases, but also some extra accessories, including a utility strap. This is great when you're out and about. Your phone's easily accessible, especially when you're looking to just snap some very quick pictures. There's also a really convenient magnetic slide buckle that stays very secure, but also is very easy to detach and reattach as well. Not only that, Defy has a new artist program. This is really cool. They've partnered with diverse and global artists, so you're actually supporting communities when purchasing designs from them. Anyways, if you're looking for a sleek, customizable way to protect your phone, definitely go with Defy. I will post a link in the description. You can get up to 15% off if you go through that link. Moving on, let's talk about the camera on the S23 Ultra. Got a definite upgrade. You can shoot up to 200 megapixels. They even focused a lot on videography, so shooting video, which was needed an upgrade. It wasn't that great on the previous model. First of all, in good lighting scenarios, This takes incredible pictures as expected. And when you do take 200 megapixel shots, the file size gets very big, but also you can pinch in and zoom and get a lot more detail than you would get out of a standard 12 megapixel photo. Now, to me, I don't necessarily need all that zoom in detail because I'm not printing out this picture. I'm generally just going to zoom in if I need to see a little bit more detail because these have great telephoto lenses. Speaking of, Samsung's the clear leader in using zoom on their camera system. Apple should be worried if they don't come out with a higher than 3x optical zoom on their next phone. I don't know if they're really going to start being able to compete with the overall camera system on Samsung's device. One thing to make note of is in low light situations, you can still get very good shots, but you definitely have to hold the phone steady. If you're moving the phone or if your subject's moving, the shutter speed just doesn't quite keep up and you can get some blurry objects out of the images in lower light specifically. So the shutter speed definitely needs a little bit of improvement. Hopefully in the future with a software update, Samsung can sort of improve that. The sensors got upgraded on all the lenses, including the selfie camera. Selfie camera is just okay, in my opinion. In good lighting, it takes some good shots. However, you do have Pro mode even on the selfie camera, every other lens as well. So that's nice to see. You can customize the picture how you like. When it comes down to it, is their video shooting as good as Apple's? Probably not in most situations, but still very good. A needed improvement, so I hope it just continues to get better and better. So when it comes down to it, this camera system is going to hold up throughout the year. I'm excited to see what the competitors come out with, but it's going to be hard to beat. Now, I really wish they would just copy paste this camera system onto their upcoming Fold devices. Generally, this gets the best camera system in comparison with the Fold. Fingers crossed that's not the case, but I think it will be. We mentioned the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor in relation to battery life, but also when it comes to performance, it's exceptional. Qualcomm has done a great job with this flagship chip, and in conjunction with Samsung's heat dissipation that they have, the sustained performance is excellent. You can definitely play games longer. The phone does not get nearly as hot as the previous model and other phones as well that don't have the 8 Gen 2 inside. So I don't want to dive too far into it, but if you're doing some video editing on your phone, extended gaming, this phone can easily handle it. It will fly through all of your tasks. It's very smooth, especially with that 120 hertz adaptive AMOLED display. And we can argue if that display needs to be flat or curved. However, it's still one of the best displays out there. It looks fantastic. It gets very bright outside as well. Samsung has improved that. So again, you just can't go wrong with just about all of the specs on this phone. Samsung has produced a premium, exceptional device. Worth mentioning, more Galaxy Book videos coming soon, but you can use your keyboard and trackpad on your Galaxy Book 3 to control your phone. So that is a new feature. Happy to see that. It's been a lot of fun, but I'll post a video soon showing that off. Anyways, in my opinion, this is the phone to beat this year. Samsung has done an incredible job. Yes, iterative in terms of design, however, necessary improvements throughout all different facets of what you expect out of a flagship phone. So anyways, that's my full review on the Galaxy S23 Ultra. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for being here. Be sure to drop a comment. Let me know what you think about this device. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe as well. And as always, thanks for watching.